Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's the boy Tan, and you know how we do it. Checking out how to easily enter flow state anytime you want. Let's get it.
Most people think this magical thing called flow state, that feeling where you're unstoppable, laser-focused, and time disappears, is reserved for professional athletes, world-class musicians, or genius inventors. But that belief is dead wrong. Flow state isn't magic. It's not something that only the elite can access. In fact, science shows it's simply the result of specific, repeatable conditions, which means if you understand the formula, you can trigger flow anytime you want. Yes, you watching this video can get into the zone as easily as an Olympic sprinter or a top chess player. Let me show you how. Flow is not random. It's been studied for decades. The psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi spent his career researching what he called optimal.
Tell you that name, bro. The way he pronounced that shit so easily, there's no way, bro. You actually have to be from there, or you practice that shit a lot of times. There's no way you just pronounce that shit that easily, bro.
Experience. And what he found is that flow consistently appears when certain conditions are met. Let me give you a picture. Imagine you're playing piano. If the piece is way too easy, you get bored and check out. If the piece is insanely hard, you get frustrated and quit. But when the music is just challenging enough to stretch you, but still within your skill level, you become completely absorbed. That's flow. Another example, video games. Ever wondered why games are so addictive? They're literally designed to keep you in flow. The levels get gradually harder as your skills improve. Clear goals, instant feedback, the right level of challenge. That's the flow formula in action. So the myth is, flow is mystical, rare, and reserved for the gifted. The truth is, flow is systematic, repeatable, and available to anyone who knows the formula. But knowing this truth is only the beginning. Let's talk about the actual ingredients. There are 5 essential ingredients. Miss one, and you'll probably miss flow. Nail them all, and flow practically takes care of itself. Ingredient 1, clear, actionable goals. Your brain hates vagueness. Saying, I'm going to work on my project is useless, but saying, I'm going to write 200 words of my introduction paragraph is crystal clear. Flow requires focus, and focus requires clarity. Pro tip, before every work session, write down a single, measurable goal on a sticky note and keep it in sight. But even the clearest goals are worthless if the task itself doesn't push you into that sweet spot. Ingredient 2, the challenge skill balance. This is the heart of flow. If something is too easy, you feel bored. If it's too hard, you feel anxious. But in that sweet spot, just hard enough to stretch you without breaking you, you enter flow. Ask yourself, does this task feel like a 7 out of 10 in difficulty? That's where you want to be. But here's the catch. Having the right challenge still won't matter if you keep getting yanked out of focus every 5 minutes. Ingredient 3, eliminate distractions. Flow is fragile. A single notification can pull you out, and it can take 20 minutes to get back in. Phones off, tabs closed, noise minimized. Think of it like creating a force field around your attention. Ingredient 4, ritual and environment. Your brain loves cues. That's why musicians have pre-show rituals and athletes have warm-ups. You need your own flow ritual. Maybe it's making a cup of coffee, putting on the same playlist, or lighting a candle. When you do it consistently, your brain learns, oh, this is focus time. Ingredient 5, intrinsic motivation. Flow thrives on meaning. If you're doing something only because your boss told you to, it's harder to get in the zone. But if you connect it to your own growth, curiosity, or future, you'll find flow easier. Put all 5 together, and you've built the foundation for flow. But here's the thing, knowing the ingredients is like having a map without a compass. You've got the terrain, but without direction, you'll still get lost. And that's exactly what we'll cover next. Alright, let's get practical. Here's a step-by-step ritual you can use to enter flow anytime. Think of it like your personal launch sequence. Step 1. Decide what you're doing. Set one clear goal. Clear your desk, silence your phone, close extra tabs. Pick a time block, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 90 minutes. Step 2. Now, create a ritual that signals the start. Maybe it's 3 deep breaths. Maybe it's opening your notebook and writing the date. Maybe it's playing a specific song. The ritual itself doesn't matter, it's the consistency. Over time, your brain will learn, when I do this, focus begins. Step 3. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait to feel ready. Just do the tiniest action. Write one sentence. Solve one problem. Draw one line. The brain loves momentum, and starting small removes resistance. Step 4. Once you're in, commit to single tasking. No switching, no checking. Stay with the task, even if it feels clumsy at first. Flow usually shows up after 10 to 15 minutes, not instantly. But if you stick with it, it will come. Step 5. Don't burn out. Stop while you still have energy. A pro trick. Leave a sentence unfinished or a problem half done. That way, when you come back, your brain instantly re-enters flow by picking up the thread. This ritual is simple, but it's powerful. And if you repeat it enough, your brain will start slipping into flow almost automatically. What you do after flow matters just as much as what what you do during it. So let's talk about the one ingredient almost nobody thinks about: recovery. Most people think the secret to more flow is to just push harder, grind longer, and stay locked in. But flow doesn't work like that. Flow is a peak state, and like any peak, it requires valleys. The science is clear. Your brain can't sprint forever. Neurochemicals like dopamine, norepinephrine, and endorphins flood your system when you're in flow. That's what makes it feel so amazing. But those chemicals don't stay high indefinitely. They need time to replenish. If you keep pushing without recovery, you don't just stall, you crash. Here's the counterintuitive truth. Recovery isn't the enemy of flow, it's the fuel for it. Quality sleep is where your brain resets and builds the neural pathways that make flow easier next time. Movement, whether it's a workout, a walk, or even stretching, flushes stress and primes your nervous system for focus. Even boredom, those quiet moments where nothing is happening, actually recharge your attention span. That's why the best ideas often hit you in the shower, on a run, or right before sleep. Think of recovery as charging the battery that powers your deepest focus. Skip it, and you'll burn out before you ever get into the zone. But honor it. Build in cycles of rest, reflection, and renewal, and flow becomes easier, faster, and more sustainable. Over the long run, the people who master recovery aren't the ones who work the hardest in one sprint. They're the ones who stay in the game long enough to experience flow again and again. Now, let me show you how to make flow state part of your life. Up to this point, we've been talking about flow as a tool, a way to get more done, stay focused, and feel better while working. But the truth is, flow can do more than help you finish a project. It can completely transform your life. Think about it. Most people drift through their days in distraction mode, checking their phone, half working, half resting, never fully present. Days blur into weeks, and nothing truly meaningful gets built. But when you start stacking flow sessions, something different happens. Your days stop feeling scattered. You start measuring time not in hours wasted, but in moments of deep immersion. Instead of life happening to you, you're living inside it fully. Flow rewires your brain. Each time you enter it, you train your attention to prefer depth over distraction. Your confidence grows because you're constantly proving to yourself that you can handle challenge, learn faster, and push through resistance. And your sense of meaning expands because flow connects you with the joy of growth. You stop just doing tasks and start experiencing life as a series of challenges that reveal your best self. And here's where it gets powerful. Flow isn't limited to work. You can bring it into fitness, relationships, creativity, even rest. Imagine workouts where time disappears and progress accelerates. Conversations where you're so present that the other person feels truly seen. Creative sessions where ideas pour out faster than you can capture them. Even walks, cooking, or hobbies can become flow experiences when you set the right conditions. So yes, flow makes you more productive, but more importantly, it makes life richer, fuller, and more alive. Because in the end, the goal isn't just to get into flow more often. The goal is to build a life where flow is the default, not the exception. All right, let's recap. Flow isn't random. It's not mystical. It's systematic. The formula is simple. Clear goal, right challenge, no distraction.
You want my thoughts? You want my actual thoughts on this matter? If you want to get into flow more often, just love. That's it. That's genuinely it. Just do something you love. You know why? Because that eliminates every other thing. No the thing about distractions, if you're doing something you love, you wouldn't even want to be distracted. You'd be like, turn off the phone. If you love painting, you don't want people calling you or messages. You're gonna put it on D&D. You're gonna turn off the phone. You're gonna be in an isolated area where you can just be there with your painting. Like when you love doing something, it's just like video games. They close their doors, they put on their headsets, noise cancellation, they plug in their headphones, they turn on the game. You naturally do all these things simply because you love doing it. If you're trying to create the environment that love is born from, you can't really get it. You can do all the things they're saying you should do, and maybe you might hit the jackpot once or twice in a while, and actually enter flow. But you really want to know why athletes at the highest level enter flow consistently? It's because they love the game. They love what they do. And that's why they are easily. Messi was playing football since he was a child. He loves it. He loves playing ball. And so he's able to enter flow state simply because this is what he loves. And that's why 500,000 plus people in the stadium watching him doesn't really bother him because he doesn't care. It's like he zones them out. And only until they blow the final whistle and the game is over and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're back here. His most impressive performances, you can tell he's really locked in, like he's really in it. He's not really bothered by anything else. He's just on the game. So I think that's my God honest truth for you guys. If you really enjoy what you do, you're gonna enter flow and you're not even gonna know you were in flow until someone tells you, like, bro, that's crazy. Like, what? You know? That's flow. Playing basketball, just do what you love. Everything else will sort itself out. But if you're so concerned about getting into flow, you'll never get into flow because the very act of flow is unconscious. It's not, you're not consciously thinking, oh, I'm in flow. You only realize that, oh, damn, I was really performing at a different level when you come out of it and you realize, damn, all this time has passed, everything, blah, 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 and then you're like, oh, that was flow. So flow is not something like, oh, yeah, I'm in flow. You're looking at your hands like, so this is what flow feels like. No, bruh. Yeah, that's what I have to say for this video, man. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment if you will. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. It's been your boy, Tan. Peace.